What's going on, Gary?
Is that you, Rod?
I see Shannon and Adam Phillips are already watching.
Jim Lauer, Rodney. Man, all right. Well, there you are. Okay.
My little deal's not live, but
I'm surprised you had time to hang out with me tonight.
Oh yeah.
I figured you'd be out signing autographs, kissing babies.
Man, listen to this. Listen to this.
I also heard, Trump called you up and he wanted to hang out with you, but you said you told him you got something else going on tonight.
I ain't got time.
You ain't got time for that. Oh man. Did you tell him tune in?
Tune in.
Shannon, hey, Shannon, Jim Lauer, there's Tanner. Tanner's going like this.
He's waving, right?
Right hand. Cameron, hey, Cameron, what's up?
Joseph Thomas.
Cameron Marsoff. Joseph Thomas, what's up? Joseph, Mr. Flying H yesterday.
Yeah. We got some action about that tonight.
Man.
Eric?
Yeah. Eric Knott. A little bit of racing action this past.
Man, there was like 3 tracks that were just rolling. Now I take that back. There was 4 because Tulsa had the Midwest.
Oh, that's right. Tulsa.
The
Noble had Buick Ford. Mad, where we was at.
Race for the Rod.
And Flying H.
Flying H, Street Car Takeover. Man.
Just this little kind of small area, pretty busy.
Within, 3-4 hours of driving.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Busy stuff going on. Lots of racing. About any kind of racing you want to do, you could go do it.
Oh, you have a running automobile.
That's right.
Go and have some fun. Go peel out somewhere.
Gas or electric, it didn't matter because we've seen an electric one.
Yeah.
Joseph is asking, was the True Street class at Mad big? I don't remember it was not. Do you remember the number?
I don't remember the final count, but it was not big. It was under 10,
yeah,
maybe closer to 6 or 8, but it was definitely not big. But hopefully next year they definitely got something going, and we'll see.
Look at Jim.
Oh,
what's up, champ?
Ooh, what's going on?
There's a glare. I mean, I don't know. There's some shiny. There's some shinies over there, dude.
You cover it up?
No, I wouldn't cover it up.
Oh, color?
Because we're going to talk about it after a bit.
Oh, my goodness. That thing is heavy.
Tony Whitmore is watching. What's up, Tony?
What's up, Troy Aves?
And there's Troy. Hi-ho all, Mr. Troy.
Good seeing Troy and B-Wise yesterday hanging.
Yep. Brian, Troy. Pretty good. Ryan Sumner. Hey, Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah, it was a fun day. We'll get into all that.
Definitely.
After a bit.
Definitely good. Nothing but a good time.
Brian Wise is watching. Hey, Brian.
The air, or I don't know about the air, but the weather this weekend was fantastic. Yesterday and today, just being outside and
yeah.
What's up, Brian?
Brian? This is a great time of year.
Yeah.
It's great. It also causes some little problems too. with it getting dark and getting cold and we'll get some of that too.
Yeah. It goes in layers, right? Hi, Skylar.
Yeah, there's Skylar Dawkins. Hey, Skylar.
Hey, Marvin.
Marvin Jenkins. Hey, Marvin.
Layer it up. You layer down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out. Wind out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about Texas in a few weeks. November, but I'm just going to pack it all again, pack the hot and pack the cold. And
there you go.
I don't know. And hopefully there's not a blizzard or an ice storm from, here to there.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Scooter Rick, Luke Hart.
Scooter Rick. Hey, Scooter Rick.
Yeah, it's 4 weeks back to back, Mad, Flying H, Wedding, Ennis.
Wedding. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then,
Cameron, he'll probably bring like a practice tree to the, the reception or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Marvin, how's it going, fellas? Marvin, we're doing good.
Yeah, Marvin, how are you?
Shannon's is I'll hopefully get to see y'all next weekend.
Yeah. See
right. Ryan said that's a possibility.
Heck yeah.
Sweet. Well, you want to rock and roll? What?
Andrew
What?
Love.
Andrew. Oh, I see you. There's Andrew. Wichita Dino, the Lovett fellas.
Heck yeah.
The first picture I got, Rodney.
Yo.
And it's kind of a close up of this. Look at that.
You're going to start out with this? Woo!
Well, we get some more detail later, but man, that is in your possession right there.
It is, man. Golly. It's it's heavy.
Yeah.
This is crazy. No, I just, thank the Harpers and WDRA to putting something on, I think there were 6 or 7 classes there. And this is the WDRA's Wally, if you will. And racing the NHRA, I made it to a final against John Hurd and lost. That's the closest I've been to a Wally. And
he walked over and let us touch it though, didn't he?
He did. He did.
Got to touch it.
And but just be a part of this with Mad and the inaugural, if you will, race for the rod. And
well, remember when we saw it at PRI?
Right. I actually
and knowing the WDRA was coming in, and it's like, man, goal. There's a goal.
No doubt.
Get one of those.
Yeah, did the interview and saw it at PRI right around that same time. Did the interview a little later, and just like, man, wouldn't that be so cool, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just can't believe I got it, to be honest with you. So pretty cool.
Yeah, it really is a neat piece. We'll get into some specifics of that after a bit. Yeah, you got some parts rolling in for next year already?
I do. 2025, I'm already thinking about it, just ordering, some things here with from Jessel and oil pump and a balancer and, getting a new bullet ready. And, I got some parts over at your place getting working on, and I can't wait to see all that come together and just want to keep this deal going, so yeah, definitely just kind of ordering some other stuff as they come in, a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
So yeah, but how's that intake coming?
It's coming along good. I think this week it'll be really, really close to being done.
Okay.
And I've made some reels and a couple YouTube videos on this thing. This is what it looked like. This is what, for the most part, at this point right here, I already ran this through my bandsaw and cut the mounting arms off, and the bung that stood up above that was easy to smoke through, just ran through the bandsaw real quick to get that extra material gone. Because from this point here, and doing this, because that top row holes is an EFI bung where, or not an EFI, a nitrous bung screwed in there, and then an injector in the bottom set. And your setup's a little different, obviously. That doesn't include nitruses. And so at this point, I'm cutting them off. That's just a cheap little body saw from Harbor Freight and a Sawzall blade that's kind of been trimmed up a little bit to work, and this setup works really good.
Right on.
A little bit of candle for wax on the blade, cuts that stuff real good, cuts it off, gets it down real close. And then from there, this is how it looks after it's cut. Cut that stuff off of there, and you put a pad on a Dotco and grind that stuff down. Well, then it leaves the boss that was welded in, and you just tap them out after that. There's leftover piece of boss in them holes.
Right.
You just knock them out and then finish cleaning that surface down.
Yeah.
So I got them bosses knocked out, and here I put this thing in my drill press, and I redirected the angle on the the new bungs that are going to go in after cutting out the old ones.
Mm-hmm.
So this was up in the drill press, just making a new angle on them holes.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easy deal. So this top hole was where the nitrous bungs were at.
Okay.
I knocked the plug out, and I had to make the hole a little larger and bring the angle back because you got to get the torch in there to weld on the inside edge of that hole and start building that up. You build kind of a base in there, and then you build it up. And I just go around, I just chase it around and around, and you build that up, and you bring that material up. And it's kind of an okay picture of how I'm doing that. You just run around the inside edge of that hole and keep putting rod in it and just weld it, and just chase it around and around. It eventually, as you're going around, it's coming smaller and smaller and smaller, and you get it closed up. Wow. I had to turn it over on the bottom and clean it up a little bit and fill some in on the bottom also, but it's completely closed up. Here's the hole all the way shut. It's got a little buildup on it, so I can dress it down and smooth it off. Mm-hmm. And there it is, kind of dressed up, smoothed down. It's cleaned up a little more yet from this, but them holes are gone. They're all welded shut. It's cleaned down. The bottom row of holes, they're ready for the new bungs to drop in right there at this point.
Wow.
Yep. So here I set it up on my bench. I use some 1, 2, 3 blocks and some other spacers on the bottom side to drop that bung on to get the height set, and just put them all in the same place. I do the end ones first and get them set, and then from the end, you when you work with the middle ones, you got the ends they're set. You just match the middle ones up to meet the same space across there, and I just got that bar on the top so I can watch that it's even across there, and it was all good. They located awesome, and everything went good.
Yeah.
And then once they're located and tacked, just weld them up.
Nice.
So, yep. Then the fuel rail part, we had to do new fuel rails for your stuff. Mm-hmm. So this is an Injector Boss bit that I got from Ross Machine, and Ross Machine is also where we get the fuel rail stick and the bungs. Mm-hmm. But this thing punches that hole in the rail. It has the steps on it that the O-ring and everything needs inside there, and it makes a really nice hole. And this was the beginning of that one. This one here is done. I got the other one loaded up, ready to do it. But as far as your intake goes, man, it's really, really close.
Nice. So, question one. What are you spraying on there?
That is a spray bottle. There's no magic, there's no oil in there. Mm-hmm. And on this type of deal, oil would be fine, because the welding, where there's going to be welding done, isn't going to be near this. But I don't spray oil on stuff that I'm drilling, because usually it might end up being welded on, and you just don't want to clean oil off of stuff. This is isopropyl alcohol. It's just the plain old isopropyl from the store, and it makes a great lubricant when drilling aluminum like this. Yeah. It works really, really good. A coworker I work with turned me on to that. He used to be a machinist, and then came to be a welder. And he's like, man, just spray alcohol. And he taught me that a long time ago, and I've been doing it like that ever since. It worked great.
No doubt.
How'd
you figure out the spacing there on the hole?
Let's measure let me back up here. With these bungs already welded in, you just measure the spacing on those bungs and transfer that to the bottom of this. You can see there's 3 little dots going towards me where I'm standing. Those 3 little dots are those measurements, and that's the center punch where this drill needs to drill. Okay. Yep. You just use the bung location and mark it out and mark it and center punch it, and it's ready to go. I've only messed up, I think, one time and had to redo a rail where I messed up a measurement and drilled the spacing wrong. It was either short or narrow, I forget. Not obviously not your stuff, but it was something else. So I had to stop on that project and order another chunk of rail. So that's the way it goes.
So you order this in a 5.32, 6.
You buy it by the foot, and for an intake manifold, even a big block, any intake manifold I've done, a 3-foot stick gets it done, and you cut that in half, and you've got a chunk for each side to work with. Okay. I've never needed more than a 3-foot piece to do a rail on each side. And yours is real close on the one end there, and this end that's that we see out here, it'll be shortened up a lot. I just haven't made the final cut on this end yet. So
wow.
There's always a little bit of extra. This stuff's not real expensive. It's from Ross Machine. It's really nice stuff.
And then the fittings, welded on the ends, or?
Yep. I'll weld the fittings on the end after everything's all done, and that's the last thing I'll do to keep them from getting banged up. And I'll get them located and tacked on. I'll put them on my turntable and weld them up on the turntable and the rotary, and at that point, it's a done deal. It's ready to ship. It's ready to ship to Hayesville.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man, that looks awesome, Gary. Thanks for.
It's really close, man. I'm anxious to see this thing when it's all together.
Me too. And I told Gary I wasn't coming over until it was done. I was all the way done. But
yep, it's close, man.
Good.
If you hadn't made me go racing, I'd probably done with it.
You have been done if you would have went out to Mad?
Probably out goofing off,
Yeah. You got a couple shout outs there from Marvin and
the comment here. Marvin looks good. Thanks, Marvin. Marvin is a very talented fella also. Nice. If anybody didn't know that. So Tiffany, I highly doubt this is my wife saying this. I'm going to say this is her sister, Julie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Julie. I know it's not Tiffany telling me this.
That's funny. There must be a backstory there.
You are so very talented. Well, thank you, Julie. But yeah, man, your intake is almost done. So
all right, excited.
I won't feel like I'm holding you up for 2025.
No. But all the pieces are coming together, and this is one big piece of the project there. Getting all these little parts throughout the week and things showing up, and yeah, there you go. Troy's got a shout out.
Hey, and speaking of Troy says Gary did a great job adding second bunks to my intake. Of course, mine just little injectors.
Oh, well, how many's got? 32?
Man, I can't even count. I only got this many hands to count. I don't know.
Feet off. You got to take your socks off. Keep going.
I thought it was a secret. You're not supposed to tell. I don't know Troy's secrets.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Talking about parts. Last week I got my intake manifold and valve covers.
Right.
And then I found out this week. I talked to our guy Mark Brown at Advanced Engine, and my dart block is done at dart. It's waiting its turn in line to get the lifter bores finished up, and then I think at that point it's ready to ship. So
no kidding.
Yeah. So we may see it.
Well, we need to take it around to Salina anyway.
We're going to real soon.
Yeah.
And when Mark told me, he said, I made one change to the order. He talked to him that day, made the change, and he said, where's it at? He said 18 weeks on the block. Week number 18 from that call is tomorrow.
No kidding.
So they're very, very close on hitting the target. So
nice.
It's like they've done it before, right?
Right.
They know what they're doing.
That's great.
So yeah, that's really close. Yeah. And the crank, the crank could be like the end of December. So, and that's coming real quick. I know it sounds terrible, 28 weeks or 30 weeks, but it's just around the corner. I mean, it's so close.
What about your cylinder heads?
Cylinder heads, I'm hoping I see the cylinder heads this week. I mean, I messaged him. I said, ship them. Let's go. They're ready. Let's rock on that. So,
and you got them out of Suburban. Was it Tahoe or Suburban?
And I don't remember which one it was.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't measure how long the vehicle was. I mean, obviously Suburban is real long. So if Suburban is bigger, it'd take more power. So it probably has a better engine, right?
It's got a bigger intake valve or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Just yeah, that stuff's really close and kind of anxious to get some more pieces for that. So
yeah, definitely.
And, Mark can start doing his thing.
Yes. Cool. Thanks for sharing that take picture.
Yeah. Yep. It's really close. It'll be a really cool deal. It's all done. We'll have it all bolted together with the arms on and stuff. And, maybe next Sunday's show, it'll be together. So.
Oh man, I'm ready.
We'll see. Yeah. we're going to move on a more serious note. If everybody was hiding under a rock or not, our buddy Kurt Riffle was involved in a little on-track incident at Tulsa at the throwdown, right? Was it at the fall throwdown?
Yep, Tulsa.
So,
yep. Midwest Pro Mod Series.
What's that?
Midwest Pro Mod Series.
Yeah, and this is a shout out to our friends that buy the safety equipment, wear the safety equipment, have all the safety stuff in place, and he pancaked the wall. I mean, the video is out there, and it's on the big end. I guess the drive shaft broke. Whatever happened there to get it to go, it went right over to the wall like in a split second. It was so fast how fast it went over and got pancaked the side up against that wall. But he's okay. And this was yesterday. Shelly and Kurt said, "Well, our luck on track, our luck of on track mishaps ended today. Kurt is fine. Thankfully, he didn't get into the opponent. Kurt was in the left lane. The other car was in the right lane. And Kurt's car went left. Luckily, it didn't go to the right and get into the other car. The drive shaft expired. He never liked the Mickey Thompson wheel anyway. So, yeah, there sounds like to be some new rear wheels in the works.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I saw this incident. Yeah. It looked like it happened, as they're going through the lights. And
way down.
Yeah. Didn't know what happened. Just all of a sudden it made a move and got that left wall. And then I see that looks like on the rear end side, I'm assuming, of that drive shaft.
Yeah.
Part. But glad he's okay. And to add, what do they say? Put salt in the wound. I seen on the way home they blew out a tire on the rig and daggone it.
Yeah.
So
now that started them fires down there, didn't it? Did you see that?
I didn't, but they're on. I see them right here making a comment, so maybe they can answer that. But that was a drive shaft question on the rear end side.
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. And another, yes. So their tire expiring had some little right off the highway, little fires. And, she had posted the, like this cake, or I think it was cake, little drone video overhead, and you could see the spots, little black spots. The firefighters are out there, handling that, but
it's so dry out, it's not surprising.
Not a ideal time for fires.
No, definitely not. No. Glad they're okay.
But I did see that they made it home, posted a picture. It's in the driveway. They're back home safe. So, man, they're probably ready for the weekend to be over.
Probably so. Golly.
Yeah. Last week, we had Titans and Ozark stuff. It was the Titans final.
Yep.
Let me hit this comment here. Shelly, okay, it ground down the air ride and was grinding down the road. Oh, man. That's probably more like little fireballs instead of sparks. Exactly. Holy cow. Wow. So Titans finals last week. There was obviously winners of the classes and winners of, champions of their class.
Right.
And we had plenty of time, but we was pretty involved with 3 different guys talking about their seasons and stuff. So real quick, we want to run through the winners of the classes and the champions of the classes. And we'll start here. Cade Peak is the junior dragster winner. William Charlton is the motorcycle winner. This is Ozark last week.
Right
on. Tommy AG, if I'm saying that right, Pro Tree No Box winner. Brad Schaffner, 650 event winner and 650 points champion.
Nice.
Austin Martin, 580 index winner.
Cool.
Wade Mooney, Outlaw 8.5 winner. Wade was at Mad before that, racing with us down there a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Mike Whelan, limited 275 winner.
Okay.
Adam Phillips, Outlaw 10.5 winner and Outlaw 10.5 champion. He's one of them we talked to last week.
Yep.
Rich Frost, limited 275 points champion. He's another one we talked to. And Wes Choate, 8-5 points champion. And he was the third one we talked to.
Heck yeah.
Case Huddleston, 580 points champion. This is hard to read. Junior Dragster points champion, Katie Spaniak. That's Gary Spaniak's little girl. Yes.
Heck yeah.
And Junior Dragster second place in points, Case and Enders.
Okay.
Scott Drager, Pro Tree No Box champion. Jeff Downing, motorcycle champion. And that is your winners and champions of the Titans finals last week at Ozark.
Very cool.
Yeah. And just like that, the Titans season was over. Man.
Yeah. Bam, bam.
Yeah.
And before you know it, the season will be starting,
Man, no kidding.
January, schedule out, Mad schedule's out, same time. Yeah. It's going to be come up quick on us.
Yeah, and like on the drive home from Texas, you'll be just burning like, I'm going to do this, this. And then PRI, it's like, I need this. Yeah. And it's like the next day, it's middle of March, ready to go. Yeah. It's just so fast.
When you testing? Yeah.
Yeah. When's it not raining? That's what it'll be. Next weekend. So you raced this weekend. We're going to get to that in a little bit. We raced here at Mad. You raced here at Mad. Next weekend, this weekend coming up, October 25th, 26th, is Night of Heroes at Hooktober at Flying H. We are going to go run this deal. You going to run Pro Mod or Outlaw Pro Mod, anything like that?
I don't think I'm going to do that much. Yeah, maybe. Little on this, maybe on the second level there. Outlaw small tire.
Outlaw small tire.
Yeah.
Yes.
If they if that limited street was a radial tire, I might play with that, but it's a slick class.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool if it was a radial deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a little different rules than what we got around here.
Yeah.
But at Mad and Titans.
Yeah.
They got Pro Mod, Outlaw Pro Mod, Top Dragster, Outlaw Small Tire, Limited Street, and Index 580 and 10.0.
Yeah.
So that's where we'll be playing at next weekend.
Cool. And, 25th, 26th.
Yeah. That says invitation only, spots limited. That doesn't pertain to everything. That's just, I don't even know if that involves any of it, but definitely doesn't include us.
No.
And the weather looks good. Friday, 77, Saturday, 82. So very, very low precipitation chance. So
that'll be nice.
Ray Parsons is watching. Hey, Ray.
Excited for that.
Yep. It'd be great weather. Next weekend also, you got options. Flying H is where we're going. Yeah. We're going to Flying H. We haven't been there since May. Be cool to go back. Ozark has Halloween Hooktacular October 26th. They have some classes: small tire, King of the Streets, Pro Tree No Box, and motorcycles, 650 Index, and Junior Dragster. They have costume contests and trunk or treat. That'll be a lot of fun down there. Haven't seen payouts or that type of stuff for this, but we'll be in Flying H, and we know what's going on there.
Yeah, there's some options next weekend. Trying to get all these Halloween races in.
Oh, here's Brian Snyder. He says, "See you there."
Okay.
What class are you gonna run, Brian? You gonna on radials and outlaw? Or you gonna do some slicks and limited? But either way, it doesn't matter. We'll see you there.
Heck yeah.
Whatever you're doing, we will see you.
Be there.
And then coming soon and just around the corner, we're going to go to Texas.
Yep.
Ennis, Texas, the Texas Motorplex. What class? Have you figured out what class you're going to jump in here? This is in about a little over 2 weeks, November 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah. No, the only thing I really fit in is either the no time stuff or LDR. And I don't have an LDR car, but that's what we're going to try for and have some fun. For us, just going out, getting out of town, hanging out with the fellas or the racing community and and try to run a personal best, get down there, good air and great track. And even like, that's another reason why I went with these 275 pros this time. I just took my pro brackets off and put some 275 pros on for the Race the Rod event and Race for the Rod. And so we got those scuffed in, and we'll have some fun down there with Michael Hollis and Barrett. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time. Yeah, and if you win no time, it pays 10 grand.
Oh,
that'd be all right, wouldn't it?
Oh, does LDR? Yeah.
Even LDR is 5. Geez.
Yeah. So that's awesome. But yeah, we're going to have some fun. We got our spot, and this is a rain out, and we should have done this. What is that? Like March, April?
Yeah,
and,
April 18, 19, and 20.
Yeah. And I know Troy's going with us and going to pit next to us, and it's going to be a great time. Tim
Webb should be there, and Chopper. They'll have their have their whole block roped off. They'll be right behind us. Yeah. You guys are fun.
Sit there and bet on little power wheels.
Power wheels. That gets bigger every time we go.
Oh, it does, man. It does.
I think Daddy Dave, threw in a chunk of money.
Oh, he did.
And so him doing that got more people to throw in more money. So, and that little girl that won that was they were pitted right by us.
Right, a little 8-year-old took home like $1,500 or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah,
she was awesome.
Here's Brian. Brian says radials for the win. Small tire duck checking in.
Hey, we're hand in hand. 2 white Mustangs rolling out, just trying to have some fun. That's it.
There's a lot of ducks when there's Heckmans and Anders down there. Where they go running 4.0s and 14s. Man.
Yeah.
And Ondrick now too.
Yeah, he's in the team. Yeah, everybody getting it figured out. I don't know if anybody's in the 3s yet. That was the deal, this year, 2024, $399. I don't know if we got
running out of time.
Yeah, a couple more.
Well, we haven't heard, but I would imagine if it happened, we for sure would have seen. But haven't seen. Sean Lopez is watching. Tate and Cheever. Hey guys.
Right on.
Sean, that's Keith's brother.
Okay.
Well, we're ready for some Mad Limited 275.
Mad action?
Yep. I got some pictures of the cars we had in the class. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Mark Fields.
Yeah.
He came up here to race with us from Joplin.
Right on.
He's had his car at our track before, had issues kind of really before anything had happened. So we hadn't really seen him, talked to him, met him. We'd just seen the car, but we actually got to talk to him a little bit and meet him face to face. And he's a super cool dude, really awesome. He had to pack up. He said this was not a great motor that he has. He has a better one. So he had some water and head gasket trouble.
Okay.
So, but he did make a run. He was going to run, he was going to run limited class, and he ran like a 480 on Friday night.
Yeah.
So he was ready to hammer down.
Yeah. No, he did.
Yeah. It's a cool looking car. It's an LS. I don't know for sure, but I think somebody said it's an LS powered deal.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a single or a twin. I don't know if there's exhaust on the other side. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Cool looking 4i.
Yeah, that's a good looking car. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we seen him park over there, and it's like, hey, there's a red coupe over there. And we're like, well, who's that? And then it come out, and you're like, hey, that's a 4i car over there.
Yeah, that looks cool.
It all made sense after I had completely forgot about his car.
Yeah.
And so I seen that it was him. So he's a really great, nice guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a nice, haul for him too. Come out and play around.
Yeah. I asked him. It's about a 3-hour drive, and I said, man, thanks for coming to our track and racing with us. So hopefully he'll come back.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's a crowd favorite.
Awesome,
everybody's favorite.
Golly.
Is it?
Golly.
Eric was racing with us.
Mm-hmm.
Another favorite.
Yeah. And back up to Eric too, just for a second. You remember on Friday night, like he made a personal because it went at 69 and then it went at 66, right? And then did it go at 61 or something on Friday night? The little test.
We left, we found out.
Yeah.
You were scuffing tires in the water box and on the starting line.
Yeah. Yeah. I did 2 burnouts in one pass, and the burnout then on the start.
One trip.
Yeah. And but we got all that figured out. But yeah, this is cool to see. I mean, doesn't he come from like Great Bend or something in that area?
Yeah, he's from the Great Bend area, yeah.
So that's just
him and his wife.
Yeah. So personal best. This, just talking about Eric.
Yeah, 61. Man, this car's gonna go 50s one of these days.
Oh, and this an LS as well, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is it a single or? I don't know. I never seen that.
And I think it's a twin. I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not for sure.
He parks way down yonder and don't see it with the hood off very often.
Yeah, this right here, like right here with this picture, is the closest I've been to it right here.
Really?
But that's a cool looking ride, man.
Do you want me to say what he said in the staging lanes when you guys pulled up for?
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'll leave it. So there's Jason Flowers.
Yes.
Another awesome car, really fast.
Yeah. Another personal best, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Another personal best.
Jason is awesome. He's such a good dude, great racer, and a super badass car.
Yeah.
Like it is a full tilt boogie street car.
Yeah. So another LS?
No, dude, that's a small block Ford.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Weird, huh?
Yeah. Twins.
Man. Yep. It's got some little turbos and it's on the gas.
Yeah.
And pump gas and some, I don't know what race gas he uses, if it's C or Q, I don't know, but
sure.
But he'd jump at that. I was telling him earlier, he said I could jump in this car and drive it home if I had to.
There you go.
He lives down in Oklahoma.
Heck yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, really nice car.
Good looking for it.
And he was around late in the day too.
Yeah, he was going around.
We got another picture for that. There's Billy.
Billy Rage Page.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was thinking this is the first time he'd been out, but didn't he say he had been up to Kid?
Yeah, he went up to Kid earlier in the year, and then I thought he
in
at Art City, but maybe not. But yeah, he wanted to come out and play big block Chevy with one kit, so he fits limited. And so yeah, ready to go.
Yep. Hey, real quick before I forget.
Yeah.
We was talking about Texas.
Yeah.
What do you have a number goal in mind yet that you're shooting for here?
Oh yeah, 438 and faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good number.
Yep.
All right. We'll stay tuned.
Yeah.
So we had Billy, and the other guy is Rodney Dow.
There you go. There it is. Small block Ford, single turbo.
Yep.
Yep.
Good picture of your car in the lanes there.
Right on.
It's not pushed. See, look at that. That stick is up. It's not hooked. It's just
can't.
It's just there for you to sit on and put your shoes on.
That's right.
Put your boots on.
Good up stuff there. Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody, you know, I have to sit here and just say you were right. Go back a picture, because even this weekend, people came up and like, hey, those polished wheels look good, you know. And so you were right. You were right. So I'll just leave it at that.
Troy is wrong. Tim Webb is wrong. Especially Troy. He likes them dirty wheels. Dirty black wheels. Daniel Anders watching. Hey, Daniel Anders.
Right on.
Yep. Little pit picture. Your car getting cooled off with the fans and the training cooler.
Yep.
Little round maintenance. So the next couple pictures, you need to tell us how your
Troy
choices would have been in the 30s car with the black wheels.
Yeah, he's right. I mean, you know, that's just the polished wheels has been as a 44, so the black wheels went 39. So
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
It was fast enough to win.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how the race went. These are the players. These are the 5 players we had: Mark, Eric, Jason, Billy, and you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. We went Friday, and I just put these ET Pros back on. The 275's been running around on pro brackets. The car was a little tight as far as just coming off the race with at MAD a few weeks back. And so it was their big 5,000 to win. And so, it was set up pretty aggressive. And I backed a little bit of power off on the starting line. I knew, Harper have a good track for us and that sort of thing. But went up there and just zipped the tires, missed the tune up, but wasn't discouraged. I know they were brand new. So I had the stickers off, but they'd never been rotated. So I came back around and it was a great atmosphere too, because there was, people lined up on the side, and we get out and, you're kind of like, bummed, but, and they're, hey, you'll get it figured out. We want to see it. What do they say? We want to see it stick. We want to see it.
Yeah. We want to see it stick. Yeah. It's like, come back tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and then so we took a little bit of power out, but the front end was still pretty tied down and came back a little later. There was a little bit of a lot of bit of an oil down. Guy, had some bad luck and put all the training fluid down. Yeah. And we had this plan. Harper came to us, and what I like about Harper is he'll, come to the pit, pull up in his little Gator, and he'll check in, like, how's it going? What are you doing good? How's your cool off? What do you need? Was that a spicy tune-up? Was that a normal tune-up? He's just trying to figure out what the racers are trying to do. And this is only what I know because he talks to me. But I see him go down and talk to the other racers, trying to fill them out. But he made this deal. He said, hey, tell everybody 9 o'clock. We'll get it, drag, sprayed, 9 o'clock, come back up. Well, so where we pit, we can see everything. And so around, 8:20 or so is when this transmission let go. And so they got on the PA, straight up communicated, hey, this is just what happened. We got to get the Zamboni out here and use 6 gallons of cleaner to get all this cleaned up. So it did push our 9 o'clock back around 45 minutes, which it was nice out. It wasn't it was fine. Test and tune as well. I think they had 45 tech cards.
Yeah, there was a lot of cars.
It was fine, and so we were rolling out. And for us, this was going to be our last hit. Heck, looking back, we probably should have stayed and did 2 more, right? Like everybody else did. But so we get back up there, and the front end was still a little tight, but I took some power out of the hit. Did the same thing, hit the tires, bloop, like that going. So we get back. And we come back around, and we're parked on the side there where you can see everybody go down. So Gary and I are just hanging out. It's like, well, let's see everybody else run. And here comes Cliff Akins, personal best. Damn. Here comes Eric Kuhn, personal best. Here comes Jason Flower, personal best. And I'm like, well, shit, I can't do nothing right. You know what I mean? The track's perfect, obviously. Everybody's running personal best. You know what I mean? And then here come, I think his name's Tyler Lloyd, right, Manuel?
Yep. Mac Mustang.
Yeah, and he's a no prep racer, and so his front end's pretty loose. Well, anyway, the whole, Buzz Lightyear to the stars or to the moon.
To the moon.
He put that thing on the bumper, and he I think he was just trying to. Every time the car went back down, he went back on the pedal, and so he went through the lights on the bumper. And, it put on a hell of a show. Luckily, he didn't hit anything. But when he came back, instead of his wheels like this, it was like this.
It was bad.
Bad. But, and I don't know if we grabbed a picture of that, but that front strut was just every bit of 40 degrees. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It was probably 45 degrees. It was bent bad, really, really bad.
So he's looking for some quick struts there, which that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it was broke pretty.
Yeah,
it was brokered pretty good.
Yeah, and so I go home, kind of my head between my legs a little bit. It's like, dang, man, maybe I should let the pro brackets on, And so we roll out, not knowing, but Eric Kuhn and a couple others stayed late, and they just bettered it. Their personal best again went from a 66 to a 61, and they're just rolling along. We hear about it the next day when we get there in the morning.
Harper comes up on his tractor. Man, y'all missed the fireworks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, holy cow. So now it's officially race day. You know what I mean? And so we get around, we have a little driver's meeting, talk about everything. And the True Street guys are doing their thing, the 470 guys, 580s, 70, 12, just the whole team group there. They had the bikes. And so we go up there for Q1 officially. And, same old song and dance, get up there, do the burnout, get up there, hit the tires. And from your video, just the chair I was sitting in, I could see that the car wasn't extending. You pointed it out, and then it's like, okay. So I went back to my logbook and had some notes and some sheets that Mincer printed off that I had from Mark. And so Tanner and I just got under the whole car and jacked it up, let everything loose, and reset the factory baseline, and just based it off our notes. And then so then the last qualifier is put a little baby tune up in it, just to be honest with you, left on 8 pounds and commanded 28 and on the big end. And so it went A to B and went 56. So I was like, okay, we're close, I found something here.
Yeah. Got a good start.
Yeah. Got a good start. All right. Finally, because man, you talk about a confidence builder. you know what I mean? It's like, holy cow, what did I do wrong here? Golly, the last pass it made when I raced Devin, it went a 111, 60 foot, and then I was like, all I did was change the tires, and so I'm scratching my head and about brought them back. And so, but that set the ladder up. And so that's how we raced. We did not chip draw. We qualified and raced. And so,
going into Q2, before you made that pass, we knew the night before Eric went to 61. Jason went, he went a 60 something also at some point.
Okay.
Yeah. He went 60 something. So, they've got them 60s in them.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to come back.
Oh yeah.
So
when you can't get off the starting line, you're getting nervous, and dang.
Yeah. 60s are super, super fast when the car won't go nowhere.
Exactly. And so we, played around with that. And so it felt a little confidence there. And, the program's running smooth. They were running everything through, and we got the ladder and got paired up. There was an odd number, and so I got the bye.
Yep.
And
you were number one qualifier, right?
Yeah. Yep. And so with the 56, and then so got the bye, and so we there you go. You see Harper.
Okay, Jason went to 66. Yeah. Man, they was all right there.
You know what I mean? All right there. And so we left the front half alone about 100 feet, 120 feet. We put, a pretty good chunk into it, see what happened. And it made it through until that point. And that was just me playing around. And even Harper, like I said, just to be a good communicator, he came back and asked me if I did anything different, because he's trying to maintain that consistency on his track. You know what I mean? And I fessed up like, that was me 100%. And so I was trying something. And then Tanner and I just went back in there and basically we put it there, and then we just shut the keyboard. And that was, we did data logs. We didn't do any other adjustments, and we could see where the shock was traveling and stuff. And so we knew we were close. And so then I got to race Eric in that 55, and that like you just said, he just won a 61, and so he was just right there. And we went up there, and he had a little issue on the starting line. I think he bumped through, if I want to say.
Yeah, he had some tranny brake or some solenoid trouble or something.
Yeah, and so and the first time when we got in there, he the first time it happened for him, he went in to light his first ball first, and something happened where he lit both bulbs, you know,
which
is totally fine. And I made at that point, it was my decision to go ahead and accept that or to just sit there. And so, and like we talked about it later, he said, until a starter is going to back me off, I'm going to sit there. And that's exactly what he's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And then so they, since I sat there for 10 seconds, they knew I wasn't moving, they went up and backed him up. And then, okay, it's a clean tree again. And then, so I went and put my first bulb on, and then he went in there to get in the first bulb again. And that mishap happened again. And so then he just bumped through right there. So it's bad luck, because the car was just running, dead on. And, but yeah, Marvin made a good comment there. I mean, I think he's right there. That's kind of setting the baseline.
Yeah. Marvin Jenkins says, so this is going to set the bar for the start of the limited 275 class at 460s ish question mark.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I guess we can talk about it later. I don't know, we got to ask Mr. Harper if that 56 is official record, but I mean, a record and the car showing up, making passes, there's two different things,
Right.
So yeah. 460.
That's a good question, Marvin.
Yeah.
Yep. In that mid 4 range
to be competitive there. But I mean, even we'll talk about the finals, so now, Jason's making his way through as well. And we ended up in the finals together, and he won a 71, and it was a race because he treated me, and I saw all the blue I wanted to see, or whatever color that car is, this beautiful color, blue, purplish, however you see it. But like, how like you sit there and you stage and you do all your bumping and you let go of the button and you take that initial, like it took it. And then you look like, okay, where am I at? What's going on? You know what I mean? And he was out. And so like, luckily I had enough, and it was only 0.046 was the margin, and he went 71. And so like, and it was a race. I mean, like, holy cow. I didn't know, I'm looking at the stripe. I'm looking at him. Am I going to go, do I have enough, to go around him, And so, that's how it ended out.
That was the best part was you guys had to race down the track.
Yeah. That was a great race. And we came through and came back to the winter circle area there. And dude, I mean, you guys were already back around, and we had to drive them up and drive them back. We did all that stuff. And so we get out, and soon as I got out of the car, I think, from what the chair I was sitting in, like everybody was around the time slip area looking at the margin because they probably could see that he treated me, and he did his job. He went at 030 something to my 10 something, so he had some with me. And as soon as I jumped out of the car and got all my stuff off, I was like, oh my goodness, he treated me. He came over and, did a great handshake, hug, and just like talked about the race. And he's like, I mean, it was a race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a race. And, but yeah. And then, man, that whole rod, I'll just be honest with you, when the Harpers put this out, this heads up deal. And, when they brought that rod to the banquet last year, and then when we saw that thing at PRI, and they had a little, WDRA had a little find the rod at PRI. They put it in different booths and stuff. And I circled that on my calendar. You know what I mean? I circled. I'm like, man, I want that trophy. And because I never, I've never won a Wally or nothing like that, like I said before. And so, but yeah, I mean, so, when we got that was cool. Plus, I even kind of forgot about the Holland Asset low qualifier money. And so that was a nice little treat there.
What was cool about up there when your car was at the tower in the picture and all that, and Mrs. Harper was at the back of her SUV, and she was taking pictures, but her SUV was backed up and the back hatch was open.
Right.
And there's like there's a handful of them rod trophies in there.
Yeah.
And that was really cool to see a bunch of them trophies.
Oh yeah. Just handing them out, and I mean, put that on your bucket list to go to this race. You know what I mean? And, you know, and I'm still kind of like, man, I can't believe it happened, you know, because, you know, you're sitting here all year waiting on this event. You know what I mean? And then, you know, you're kind of working on your program this whole time. And Friday night, like I couldn't hit my, you know, you know, and I'm just like
first 3 tries.
Yeah, I didn't sleep Friday night. I'll be honest with you. I'm just like, oh my goodness. And even my wife, she'll like, how'd it go? I was like, well, the track was great. Rod's not doing and then she hard time ago, I just put these tires on. She's like, why are you changing things right before? You know, I'm like trying to, you know, but yeah, I mean, you know, and then once we got past Q1, I'm like, all right, just do your thing, you know, and we don't need to set the world on fire here and run through it. And so, but yeah, it was a great night, great event. You know, we got out of there and, you know, it wasn't a midnight deal getting home or nothing like that, you know, and
yeah,
that was a good time. Yeah.
We joked around about it. And like even Tanner said, Tanner's like, is this the sun going down or the sun coming up?
Usually the sun's going up, you know. Yeah. What's Harper saying?
Mr. Harper says the September race will be the rod race for next season. Sweet.
Oh, wow. The nostalgia race. Oh, wow. That is
September awesome. Race. Cool.
Yeah,
that was such a cool race this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bigger payouts
and bigger rods. Is that rod gonna be bigger? I mean,
I don't see how it can. Holy cow! You know, Tanner saying he's like, I need to talk to WDRA and get the contract on making these rods.
Right.
He's got a team.
And yeah, he does.
So that would be awesome. But
he wants to make them out of titanium, didn't he? Didn't he say?
He mentioned that the championship would be out of titanium.
Woo, man, you're gonna have to find somebody.
Yeah, that. But yeah, at the winter circle. But you know, it's cool, you know, and you know, you dream about that. You know what I mean? While you do all the work and the hours and the money, and everybody's high fiving and having a good time. Nobody was upset, and you know, and then I drove it back to the trailer from there too. So
drove that bitch back.
Yeah, so that's cool. And then go ahead.
Nope, not bigger on the rod. Yeah, dang, I lost what I was going to say. Oh, so like last week, I listened to what you said. Okay. You said let's not be saying we're going to go win that, and you know, because going to Tulsa, you know, we're going to win that.
Yeah.
It's just let's go do it and see what happens. So,
heck yeah.
Let's back up to Marvin here. Do you see a couple of these comments?
Yeah.
Because Marvin said, so this is gonna set the bar for the start of the limited 275 class at 460s ish.
Right.
And we talked about that for a second. Then he says, so why have the class go back to 275? This.
Go ahead.
Why have the limited class if it's what I'm deciphering here?
Sure.
Mid fours is a very fast class,
sure,
but it eliminates the Hemis that are coming and the big block single or twin turbo stuff. That's a pretty big deal.
Well, just take it back 2 weeks before, where at the same track, you know, racing for $5,000, the winner went 415.
Yeah,
and everybody. There was 5 cars there that been in the teens.
Yeah, and Heckman was capable of O's had the rods not fell out of it.
Yeah, and he's been O's at other
Flying H.
Yeah, and I think what they're trying to do, Marvin, is not only the Harpers but the clash of the Titans is they're trying to find. Oh,
you said clash of the Titans. You took it back about 25 years.
Yeah, I did. Sorry. That was Freddie's deal. Sorry. The Titans at 10-5. Thank you, Gary. They're just trying to find a hold there for, you know, where these guys that can't run 4.0s, 14s can go. And just so you know, just to piggyback on that, So this 460s, as you put it, they're coming out next year with another class, and it is looking at the 5.0s to
5.5s,
where they're calling it little gangsters, little titans, that sort of thing.
Troy's trying to peel open a can of worms here.
But
it's early.
Yeah.
And there's maybe going to need to be some tweaks along the way to keep the class in check.
Yeah, I agree. And just what I would say too is like, just let it play out, and to your point, getting the car count. And, to Troy's point, that's why Flying H put the index on it at the 70 range. And, maybe that'll happen here one day. I don't know. I'm sure the Titans and Al and Larry thought this would be a 480-ish class.
Yeah, I think so.
Which I knew that wasn't going to happen, but like, that's okay. But that's what they're trying to set this up. And what Al and Larry and the Harpers are doing is they're trying to do the same events, mimic it. So instead of having 6 events, you could have 9 events to go to. And so to keep the rules the same, I like to see Blake kind of do the same thing with limited, where you have another how many to go there. Don't stay, make sure you don't get on top of each other with the dates. And then, but then you have,
well, no, you're looking at that. I just seen that. Yeah. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah. And then just, trying to even out the community where, you have more events to go to, you know what I mean? And that's what they're trying to do. The promoters, if you will, the managers are trying to collaborate so they can be on the same page of what's going on.
Yeah.
Like Harper said, that's Harper on Gary's phone, but you could back off the track prep. I don't think the Flying H does the Harper kill. I might be wrong. I don't know what they do.
Streetcar Takeover like this weekend was probably really good, but because we was at a Flying H prepped event and we was at Streetcar Takeover prepped with Jimmy Bradshaw in the same month, and there was a difference.
Yeah.
The Jimmy Bradshaw Streetcar Takeover prep was really, really good.
Yeah.
But we probably won't have that this week. Maybe really good, but
no. And to your point, that was a 10th. That was on my time slips. That was a 10th. It was on the 60. You know what I mean? Instead of going in the teens, which we went in the teens this weekend, 15, 16. And but it was the low 2s, like 122, 121 to that point. So it was in 60s, and then when it was prepped, it was in the 40s, and you're just racing the racetrack of that day. But
And Troy says here a little bit ago, he said, to Marvin's point, if you go by car potential in a class, what do you think the potential of some of the limited class is? I think we're already seeing it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Titans of 10.5 record is a 47. And that's by the substitute, the Maverick. They won a 47.
And it's a street car. It's a heavy. There's no fancy gadgets on that car.
And, and before that pass, it was 57. And, but I think this little gangster, back to Tony's little question, I think the little gangster deal will take the True Street over. That at Armageddon, they had 52 cars running that 530 index. And, the Harpers, the Titan guys, they need to jump all over that. You know what I mean?
So it isn't kind of what we understand with the Titans that the 8.5 might turn to or mesh with the 2. I mean, you can't mesh them either. Bring your car to 275s, or that the little Titans is going to take the place of. Is that kind of how I'm hearing it?
Hearing it, you never. That's kind of what we're hearing. We don't know that to be 100%. But like, if you think about it, you'd have the outlaw class, the 4.0s, or how you want to say it, the limited class, the 440, 450, maybe even 30 one day. Then you would have, and then they have a 26 class, 26 by 8 tire that the record's a 60. Yeah. And so that I think they're saying you can run in the with the limited boys, and then they're going to bring out this little Titans class, and that's like the little gangster. And I think that's going to be a floating index. So let me back up for a second. You guys see the car right here in the picture. I bought it from Eric Skoll in Olive Branch, Mississippi in 2016. Had an 8.2 deck, 88 millimeter. And he gave me 300 pounds of weight. And I go, what's all this? He goes, well, what we do down here is we do index heads up racing. We show up and they flip a coin. We're going to go 490, 50, or 510. And so that's what the weight's for. So back south, they've been doing this for a minute. And so that's what this little gangster deal, if he followed Armageddon, where they had 52 cars show up and run out, man, that was like a popular class. And there was guys that broke out. I saw guys out in front, you saw it, and the other guys when light came on. It was a 530 index. That's what they decided that day. And so I think that's going to be the class next year. Plus, back to this limited deal, the data shows on the Titans of 10.5, limited had the most cars, the most points, the most tech cards, if you will. So I think this thing is coming together. It's too bad the deal we're in, we can't flip a switch and everybody's cars are running, like Gary's, like Troy, right. All stuff. Because there'd be more many cars, just like Marvin's deal. He, I know he was ready to race that Corvette this year. He worked on it all last year to get it ready. And hopefully he'll be out next year. And so it's just kind of this slow play, but we need all the cars we can at Mid America or any racetrack, And, we had 4 events going on this weekend, right? And, if you think about it, how many limited or little gangster cars were at these events? For Mad, you had the
Buick versus Ford.
Ford. That's all that is. Mustangs with LSs. Yes. And running that. And then also there was limited up at Flying H, if I remember right. But
yep.
What's everybody saying? I see Scott Linker on.
Scott says, "What's up, fellas?"
Let's look at Marvin's question too. Let's dive into that. Limited should be cut back by fuel. What does that mean? By how much?
I think you know what he means. Like don't allow certain fuels.
Oh, you only have 93?
Right. Yeah.
And talking about this as well, the drive up, the drive back. There was a couple little instances throughout the year because we went to the races. And so there was 2 different times at 2 different events in the Titans of 10.5s that the winner of that round shut their car off. It wouldn't refire for whatever reason, and they were out because they didn't drive back. And that's a tough rule. You know what I mean? That's a tough rule. And and so, and then you also got Frost. Frost was
right. He caught fire.
It caught fire. He fixed it in the pit, but eliminations, it got a lifter. He knew he was down a hole, drove it back, hurt because he had to because of the rules. So he hurt the motor more, And so I hope that the powers to be look at that and see what we can do different there. But to Marvin's answer there, no alcohol / E85 and limited. Why? Help me out with that. Why would that matter? It's just the power. You gotta be. Because does nitrous guys run alcohol?
No, they got like a super killer nitrous specific, like VP nitrous fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is kind of the same thing. It's just alcohol is special.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, C26 or some whatever it is.
Yeah.
Keep everything cool.
I agree with that. And back to Marvin's point here about keeping everything cool. A lot of the nitrous guys we're talking to the Titan promoters about like, hey, I can't read plugs, you know, especially if I shut it back off, you know what I mean? I have to drive it back. So then you got 4 or 5 cars down there trying to read plugs. Some of these racetracks don't have the lanes for that, you know, to be honest, to pull over and, you know, with flashlights trying to read plugs or whatever. So we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah. Yep. And yep, I'm just going to get in with the rules that fit and work from there.
Why does Logan have to go out of state to race?
I don't know. Guess we will have to go out of state to race.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
They have a class for him, don't they? Outlaw?
Yep.
Yeah. I thought so. Doesn't he have a big block boosted multi-tire car?
Yep. It'll be a Hemi boosted monster.
Yeah, those are small tire.
He can go race with Heckman and Browns and them guys.
Well, that's just small tire, isn't it?
Huh?
That's just small tire, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have a class for that.
Yep.
Harper's will.
And Harper said something up here just a second ago. 275. Oh, maybe this is why he said that. 275 might only be one event and limited a few times a season.
There you go.
Okay, that's probably why he said that. So we know Titans will be in with one.
Yeah.
And maybe another. And then a few limited deals with the Titans also.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What do we got? Troy.
What is Logan saying now? What for one race?
What for one race? I don't know.
There was 3 races this year, was there not?
Yeah. Troy's bad part is around here is we don't have car count for split early. Just like the street class, there are 4 or 5-ish capable cars that can do street, but we're going to limit them to a rotating index. But you run a limited class that is within 2/10 of unlimited. 50s is a long ways from O's and teens.
I don't know.
Read above Gary's comment. That was response to my question. He must be talking to Logan. Oh, Troy says, we know it's more than 450s. Harper says, if we can't get cars for it, I'm just trying to make suggestions. We're just talking. Yeah. We're just shooting the shit here.
Yeah. Platform is 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No decisions are going to be made today or tonight or tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. You got anything else on the race?
No, that was it. It was a good event. Appreciate everybody coming out and having a good time and hanging out. And
we got a couple cool pictures.
We don't have a Waffle House, but we had an IHOP, so we went and checked that out.
Tony says, my question towards y'all, Gary responded on it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Gotcha.
Thanks, Tony.
Darren Kesey says plug reading for nitrous cars is extremely important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, get in where you fit in, Matt says. Oh, Tony says, if I missed it, let me know. How many limited was there over the weekend? 5.
5.
Yep. 5 really cool cars.
Yeah. And like Troy's saying, his car's not running, and hopefully one day everybody will be running.
Marvin, what are you thinking, Marvin? He says, Mr. Harper says, I think if we can get those local cars that are being built, we will be fine with 2 fields.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah. I just appreciate them, like I was saying before, the promoters, the managers getting together. The community is small. It ain't like there's, 30 small tire cars that live around Arc City, and just trying to make it happen.
Yeah. So everybody can have some fun.
Yeah.
But the 270 limited 275 last night, There you are. Look at that.
Bam, bam, bam.
That's a cool picture. It looks good.
Yeah. But appreciate hauling assets, putting up that money. Appreciate all the limited sponsors putting up that money. Let me check it out. Yeah, Garfield Furniture. So
it's missing one big check.
Yeah.
It needs a big winner, the big,
first check.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I'll hang this up on my wall with the other ones. So, but it's the first time I got a trophy, so that's cool.
Marvin says it's going back together. He's talking about his Corvette. Going back together now, you should stop by. Marvin, I will stop by and I'll bring you this 118 millimeter turbo I got. You can screw that onto the front of your Corvette. Nah, stick with the nitrous and come racing limited.
Yeah.
Or you can still buy the turbo too. I don't care.
Either way.
Here's you holding that Rod trophy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Good stuff.
Rod.
First picture with the new wheels.
Yep. The back ones look dirty.
Yeah. A lot of brake. I have the black hood off.
Two comments there. Tayton Cheever. Hey, Tayton says mine will be ready for first race next season. +1 on a car count.
Heck yeah. Cool. Did rods with the big. Oh, okay.
Did rods and okay. Got it. Jesse James is unlimited, limited, and the 510, 530 cap class would be the 3 classes that gives everyone somewhere to race.
Bingo.
That sounds extremely correct.
Yeah.
Okay, Tony brought this up again. If you can drive it to and this must be what we missed here. I read it and didn't pull it up. If you can drive it to and from the lanes, why not just true street it? Going to split up 275, trying to keep everyone happy, but car counts will be low around here, in my opinion, he says.
Okay. Well, come race.
Rod, does your car have a cooling system?
No, it has water in it, but it doesn't have a water pump. If that's what
radiator and stuff.
Yeah.
Mrs. Harper, whichever Harper, Mr. Harper probably on the phone. True Street will be big next year as well. That'd be cool.
Cliff now, and the Harpers coming together. They went out there on their own, got a sponsorship, and put the rules together. Had a bigger event at the 2 weeks back at the September event, but still gave it another go this weekend, and had a
as far as car count, we know Chris Padgett would have been here racing, but he hurt his engine on the 666 deal he was on.
Yeah.
He supports every one of those. He would have been there. Tony says, so I'm assuming that's the reference to Marvin's fuel talk. If your car was on gas, do you feel you could drive it to and from without cooling issue?
No. I would have to put a little radiator on it if I was on gasoline.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. When I was on gasoline, I had a little radiator in it.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot your car was on gas.
Yeah, when I bought it. It was on gas. It's actually only been on alcohol for a couple of years,
Yeah.
The first, 17 through 21 was on gas.
Yeah.
And I had a little radiator in it, and I had a water pump, and I circulated it and all that stuff. But when when I got with Devin Vanderhoof, we went to the alcohol and the Holly and all that.
Yeah.
But
is now that event is over, is there a record set in limited to carry through the winter?
Right now, that's a good question, Tony.
Tony says, gotcha. I wasn't sure exactly what it had or not on it. Right.
No, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's up to the Harper there. You'd have to ask him.
That.
Ooh. Luckily, I had a decent light on this one.
03. Yeah. So, is Harper going to recognize this? I believe so, if it fit all the rules.
Yeah, right on. It did fit all the rules. What is that called? An inaugural event, like the first one, right?
Yeah, inaugural. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, and it's, you know, staying with this on the limited with Titans. I don't know how anybody on here follows that this year, but when Frost came to Arc City in May, he set the record at 67 for the Titans, and it went all year to Tulsa, and then he lowered it with a 58 or a 57, and right, and then just the last event, the Maverick put it on kill, and or whatever, and went to 47. So back to, you know, potentially what cars could run and all that, you know, computer typing. But that's what happened this year, you know.
Yeah. Everybody pushing each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, what's Harper saying there?
Time for a belt.
Whoa. Put the belt on. Yeah.
Shelly and Kurt says, congratulations, Rod. You the man.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, he says. Thank you. This was really cool. You got a shout out from Advanced Engine Machine. They quoted you from Rodney Dow, took home the win and the low qualifier money. We got the Rod Trophy. I'm sure this is Stefan saying this. He loves seeing this stuff. Loves seeing you win with that small block Ford. I
couldn't do it without him. And, you know, I think it's already out there, but there's another motor coming together right now for next year. So, and my plan is just to keep this motor I still got. And so just in case I need it, which I hope I never do. But I told you I was talking to Mark on Monday. Yeah.
Telling him what we're doing this weekend, you know, that was this past. And I said, man, the first time for this class. It's this really cool Rod trophy. I was explaining it to him, and I said, Rodney wants to win that trophy. And he goes, well, tell Rod to go win that Rod. Yes, sir.
But cool. Yeah, no, I'm excited. And, you know, like even myself, I think we went to 9 or 10 events this year. And only 2 I raced, quote, limited. Every other race I raced the big block booster.
Racing the killers, yeah.
The 4.0 guys. And I went some rounds. I did well. And these couple of times I took on some checks. I mean, you know, I don't go to like, I have to win, you know, and I just go to have fun and race. And I love this stuff. I love the adrenaline. You know, I like figuring out how to get the car from A to B, you know, and this is only the second event where we race this limited class, you know, and I think it's going to be a good deal. There's a lot of cars, you know, not everybody can run teens or O's or 399 whenever it happens. And I get everybody can't run 450s either. And so I think that's why this little gangster will be good. It's hard. You know, Harper's talked about it a lot, where it's hard to make everyone happy when there's hardly any rules and, you know, these, you know, classes. And to be honest with you, like a year ago at PRI, when Alan handed this flyer, the one I'm holding, to me and Gary, he handed Gary one too. And we saw that like, oh, like this limited deal, that fits. And to be honest with you, I was behind on getting my doors changed because I wasn't limited legal. I had the wrong doors on. I had to go back to steel doors because it says that in the rules.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, I finally got limited legal. And so that's why I tried it at Tulsa. And let's talk about that too. The record, I went a 58 that day and he went a 57, but like I beat myself. I didn't get down the track. And so, you know,
and didn't, you know, just talking about people pushing each other. Didn't Chris say they went a 57 Saturday because you went to 58 Friday?
Right.
Didn't he tell us that?
He did tell us that. And then so we get up there the next round trying to go a 56 or 55, right? You know, and we hit the tires and car went straight A to B, beautiful pass, went 5.0, went to the finals, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harper has a comment here. Well, we're looking to do some more track improvements over the off season to help some of the small tire and bike guys next season.
Cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Love seeing that. See, and that's just like, they're always thinking ahead and they're always wanting to improve. They're always moving forward, and that's what I like about this deal. And
yeah.
It's a good, it's our local track. It's one of
and you talked about, you had to take the time and, you had to spend some money and get some doors fixed up, put doors on your car. And I know you wish you'd have done that before the season started. When we knew about this in December with Titans, I wish the same thing in January. I would have what I'm doing now. I should have done back then, but it took a little bit of a few races to go to see what the outlaw style stuff is. And that's out of control. So,
well, yeah. If anybody follows the Tony and Adam Phillips, like on Facebook, just see what the dedication is to ride. You know what I mean? Like, just do a couple timestamps on that, or Heckman. Follow him on Facebook and see what the dedication is to run that class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I already got it out of the trailer. I changed the oil, changed train fluid. I'm gonna run the valves. You know what I mean? And that's we ain't even been out 24 hours, and I know that I got to do all this stuff every night to go get ready for Friday. Load it back up, and you go to that outlaw class, like spare motors, trains, converters, pro chargers.
Yep, I'm out. Not here. No way.
Yeah.
Matt Ray says, Rod, what was your quickest pass this year?
44. 44 this year so far at MAD 2 weeks ago, 165 and some change, almost 166. My best ever is a 39 at 166. And that was with a 111 60 foot. When I went a 44, I went a 112. And that was 2 weeks ago at Harper's deal. I went some 44, 44, and a 46 that day.
Nice.
And, that was with some more steam in it, and then went some 40s at Flying H earlier in the year.
Yeah.
That was with the lighter doors, though.
700 pounds lighter.
Right. Well, and just to put it out there, I changed converters too.
Yep.
So,
yeah. Harper says outlaw will always be outlaw. We want those cars in the 390s.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someday.
Yeah. Yeah. It will. Someday.
Yep. Yeah, it'll get there. So on the way home, we got hungry and we stopped at IHOP. And Tanner and Jamie had other ideas.
Yeah, where's Tanner? We're missing, where's Jamie at? You know what I mean? Where they go? They go hit a raccoon or something?
Man, we're sitting there eating, and ding, we get this text, and we got a deer.
Yeah.
Man.
Dang it.
We got an omelet, and they got a deer.
Man.
Yeah, that's Jamie's car. Dang it.
We don't have a Waffle House, so we got to do what we got to do.
I took my knife, and I told you about this, and I don't know if you see me do it. I actually tried to do it. I tried to take my knife and cut into that pancake to make lines like a waffle, but it just didn't work out. Yeah. It didn't work. But man, I was hungry.
Yeah.
What do I got? Okay, so who did you race in the final? Tell us about that.
Yeah, Jason Flowers. And so we get up there, and Jason Flowers, golly, who doesn't know him? And he lives in Oklahoma, and he can cruise that. And see, and here's another thing, like Jason could have ran this car in True Street. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's legal. He can make the drive. And but he chose to run limited. You know what I mean? And and so he made it through his side of the ladder. I made it through mine, and go out there, both did the burnout about the same time, back up. And he took he had the first bulb on by the time I got up there to the first bulb. And so he lit his first bulb, I lit my first bulb. And as soon as I lit my first bulb and smacked the training brake, I heard him, flat foot it. So I flat footed it, 2 turbo cars. So we're not, killing each other there, burned down, whatever.
Hanging each other out.
Yeah. And so, my stuff started, his came up just a second before because he smashed his throttle first. But, so his third bulb came on, his second bulb, or the third bulbs came in, and I hit the button 2 more times and I'm in. And so, like I was saying before, you let go of that training brake and your car just kind of takes that initial hit. And I saw all that blue I wanted to see, it's 036 to my 106 or something. And so, like, he was out on me. And so I'm like, oh, you're just like, got the little pucker factor, like, oh. And so I'm sitting here like, do I hit the scramble button? Do I have enough?
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. And so, I mean, my hands, it's there. I got some on the scramble, but at the same time, I hit the tires a couple times, I don't want to give this away. And cause he's definitely out on me. And so, we make it through the transition and like, you're looking over and I got just enough, I got a little bit on him. So I'm starting to pull up on him and it goes into high gear and you're just kind of riding it out hopefully, and you got enough. And so luckily, I took the stripe and it was by 0.046. So it was a great race, and we get out and he just like, that was, just smiling. I was smiling because that was a great race, man. It's exactly how I wanted that to go. And yeah, I mean, like you said, that's a small block Ford twin turbo street car, and he drives it everywhere. And he, and we were talking in the lanes before the race, and he actually was talking about like, I could have went to Flying H for the street car takeover. He won it last year in that. Yeah. He won it.
Yeah. Back in May. Yeah.
In the quarter-mile deal. He's like, I was thinking about going to Noble.
Yep.
For the Buick Ford deal. And he probably would have been low qualifier and got that money and running 720s or whatever it is in the quarter.
Yeah.
And he goes, but I Friday night was a good test. And he even said, he goes, Putnam came up, said, you coming back tomorrow? And so he goes, man, I'll try it. And he even said, like, I could have raced True Street with those guys. And, but he raced in limited. He decided to get, try his luck in limited, and great racer, great person, just awesome. Love the car. It used to be black. Now it's this blue, which he paints. He does a great job.
Beautiful car.
He's still, he swapped transmissions. He was telling me about that a little bit, and still getting through that, that balance, of power and not power wheeling in, and just runs great. Another small block Ford, just put in work.
Yeah. So, it's a great running car, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what's Matt say? Matt says it's always fun to think about everything going through your mind in 4.5 seconds.
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. And you want to go ahead.
Yeah, I got you.
You want to see an in-car video of that?
You bet.
Here we go.
Cool.
It's funny. You can hear you inside there. Let's go.
Oh yeah. It's tough. You sit there for a little bit and you're getting all relaxed in the chair and you're kind of waiting for your turn because there's other cars going down the track. And then you get all suited in and you kind of got to, get yourself fired up a little bit, like wake up a little bit, and that's just how I do my little routine, as far as talking to myself,
Yeah.
Those cars are so tight. You can lose on the starting line. It's over, and like we've talked about before, there's so many races within the race, the burnout, backing up, getting in the beams and And, just like the round before when Eric had his little problem with the bump, you know how many races I've lost because I bumped through, and, or I left before the tree was activated. I've done that, and it's such a brain fart. And, so you're just trying to stay alive in the moment, and that's why I'm just talking to myself and just trying to stay pumped up. And so, but yeah, that's a cool video.
Harper says, and I saw Scott make a post about this, that he was testing today. Scott Schuler had his new combo testing today at MAD and was fast. Nice. Yeah, the video shut off right before you could see a time on the board, Harper.
Is that by design? Is that by design? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. He will need more testing, but that car was nice. Harper, is it a outlaw class car or does it fit limited? That is a super duper nice car, though.
That is.
I don't know what the combo is. It's a twin turbo something, I think. Super nice, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, and Jason Fires, he says, we had a good time at Mid America Dragway this weekend, made it to the finals in limited 275, and tried to make it a race against Hot Rod, but didn't have enough race car in this street car. Laugh out loud. The track was in great shape all weekend. Track crew did a great job.
Heck yeah.
Shout out to the Harper.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was a great race.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cliff. Cliff wins True Street class, and he gets a rod trophy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's his dad with him, right?
Yes, Rocky.
That's right.
Yeah.
Harper says, this is talking about Scott Schuler, his info to share, but he will be a player. Small block Chevy, one big turbo, and it's outlaw. That's a bad dude.
Yeah.
Man, small block Chevy and a big turbo. Woo!
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great picture, Cliff, and doing the True Street deal, kind of, help with the Harpers on that and just try to be a good promoter and with the rules and working with them and doing the cruise, just trying to help generate classes for people to fit in. And he's even looking at this little gangster. Cliff won a personal best Friday night.
Yeah.
Backed it up with, 20s, won a 20, a 21, a 21. I mean, this is a small Chevy with twins, it's not even an LS. It's
it's a conventional Chevy.
Yeah, exactly. And, just a guy that, welded up some bars and threw a car together in a year, and he's out here winning trophies.
Yep, he was tickling.
Yeah. So, and that's a cool picture. It's, father, son there and getting it done. Yeah.
Here's a nice close-up of his trophy. Mid America Dragway title payment partners. Is that what it says? Elite payment partners. That's it. True Street winner.
Yeah. Really
cool.
Yeah, and that's Johnny Moggins, if I remember right.
Okay, right. Elite payment partners. Got it.
Yeah.
Here's Curtis Sprayberry. He had a picture of his rod. He wins. I believe it was the 12.0 class, 12.0 index.
Yeah.
And that is all the pictures I've seen of people, with their rod picture.
Right on.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. You got anything else to add with the Mid America Dragway race before we jump into a little bit of Flying H?
No, that was it, man. I just appreciate them putting that on and coming out and giving us a place to come out and race, and just hope this continues to grow, and gives you somewhere to race when you go in and work on your hot rods and have friends or family come out and see what your passion's about, and and send these pictures out. It's what's nice about the media now with the social media, where you can thank your marketing partners and the people that help you. I mean, and just like this, right, we're in this Mel Hamilton, and you see a sticker like, got the tires from them, got all the oil and the gas from them this week to go out there and make that happen for myself. Marty's converter again. I got the engine up at Advance right now for next year. I mean, if it wasn't for those people and the track putting it on, so we can go out and race all these series, I'm just looking forward to having a couple more events and then racing all next year. But definitely it's going to be a good year for sure. And we could have stopped right here, right? And not go to the outlaw. We're going to go race 2 more outlaw classes.
Yeah. Out of town.
Yeah, with this little
fuel costs, motel costs, food costs,
right.
you know,
just to hang out, have fun. I'm gonna bring 400 inches, you know, and get down with these guys, and just here to have fun, not worry about it, you know.
Yeah. Yep. Congrats to all the rod winners. I don't know who the rest of them are. Bobby Stahl was one, right? In the 470. Yep. So congrats to him and everybody else. So moving on as we get ready to wrap up, Flying H had Street Car Takeover. I saw some pictures. I grabbed some of them, just some of the cars we do, some we don't know. Mike Sleeper, he posted some of these pictures. So this is where I stole these pictures from. This, I don't know who owns this blue Camaro. This is Jason Hort and his Camaro. These are outlaw cars, obviously, except this one, James Foreman. I suppose he was probably running limited. I don't know. Do you know if he's on a slick?
I thought he was on a radio, but I don't say.
I was kind of wondering it too.
Yeah, Rick James.
You
know, and this is a big block on nitrous, and he ran the limited Titans. He was running 5.0s, and he ended up running the 80s at the end of the year.
Yeah,
I think he actually is faster than that. You know, they're still trying to get it going, figuring it out. His dad Russell has Betty White, who runs in the teens and outlaw. So this is a perfect deal. You know, they're already at the track. Might as well go and run another class.
Yeah. Harper says Bill Stahl won 580. That's Bobby's brother.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And Tyler Graham.
Oh, yeah.
Won the 650 class. All right, cool. Congrats to them guys.
Cool. Chevy too.
Daniel Anders was at Flying H.
Right on.
Street Car Takeover. I don't know whose Camaro this is. Orange and black Camaro. Heckman was there. And here was a post of Beater Bomb Tuning. That's Joey Heichel. There you go. Street Car Takeover Kansas City with Heckman. The quest for threes. Will that happen? ? Stay tuned. I believe it did not happen, or we'd have known by now. You know, it'd have been big news. Yeah. Uriah Kessner won 750. Congrats. We know this guy, Devin Brown.
Yeah.
There's that Camaro again. And Jake Mason.
Yeah.
Craig Ondrick.
How fast he go? That's like, right?
Yeah, he went a 418, I believe. That car, he's really stepping it up. He's making gains.
Mason's been in the teens. Devin's
been in the teens. Mason's been in the teens. That car's been in the teens. Man.
Yep.
This Corvette, I don't know anything about this. The Chevelle, that used to be Flowers' old car. It's used to be Chris Wilson's car. I think this dude named Craig Ampmeyer, if that's close to pronounce it right, he owns it. Our buddy Jared Johnson. Joseph Thomas was running one of the street classes.
Cool.
Jason Golden was running a street class.
Did he win? Had the little street deal, the quarter-mile thing?
They split. They had to. They ran out of time.
Yeah, okay.
They ran out of time, and I think most of it. I got some info on that here in just a second.
Okay.
There's James. There's a decent looking crowd there for a Street Car Takeover. It looks good. They draw a good group. And here's James showing off for the pretty girls.
Yeah. Probably a radio. When you said it was a radial or slick, probably a radial.
Watch this. Right.
Hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
Yeah. May see all the bullhorn on that thing. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. LV Lockwood. So Jim Lockwood, this is Jim Lockwood's Camaro. Mustang. Camaro, where'd that come from? Yeah. Oh, you've lined up against him a couple times down here at Mad. Yeah. The dark horse last run for this season's drag racing with its personal best, 447 at 168 at Flying H Drag Strip Odessa. And there's Mark Tido out there helping him with his program.
Is this a Coyote?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's powering it.
I think it is.
I don't know.
Yeah. Not 100% sure, but I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even guess.
Yeah.
Coyote.
Coyote.
Nate Bell was there with some customers. He says, good weekend with some good friends. Got down to the semis with Daniel Anders both nights before the curfew and split happened. Got John and Simon some new personal bests and made good progress on both of theirs. And in this picture, I see that 57 Chevy, that black 57 Chevy he helps with. And looks like that orange Camaro with the black top. I don't know. Obviously, it's one of them's John and one of them Simon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and this black 57 runs the limited for Titans of 10.5. He's at all the time. Yeah. And I think that's an LS deal.
Yeah, Nate had told us a while back what it is, and I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember nothing. You notice that?
It's all right.
I'm full in here. Huh?
You full?
It's full. It only holds 5 pounds, and I'm trying to shove 10 pounds in and out of it all the time.
Yeah.
Jason Golden was there. He's running a street class. He said Street Car Takeover Kansas City, we qualified number 1, ran a 768 out of 180. About to go into elimination, some fast cars here. Hopefully we can hold them off. They get down to where they get to go in the finals with Joseph Thomas. Joseph is a very good racer. I've seen him outgun before and pull off a win. We had 30 minutes to be back to the lanes and make the pass. I needed to refuel, drain, and fill the ice tank and pack the chute. Track has a 12 a.m. hard curfew, so we split the purse. So that's what happened there in that street racer class or something like that. It is.
Yeah.
He said we went to the finals, made my personal best pass, took home a nice chunk of money, hung out with my best friends. It's a win.
Wait, no kidding.
Yeah.
See a familiar name in there too. Couldn't do it without Chris Penny.
Chris Penny, that's right. Couldn't do it without Chris Penny for the tuning.
Yeah.
And there's Neil Chance Racing Converters. He gives a shout out, thank to all my supporters.
Heck yeah.
Neil, that's in a lot of people's supporters column.
Yeah. Guilty.
Yeah. The big boys. This is from Craig Ondrick. He talked about making the chip draws and getting tough draws. Chip draw first round drew Jason Horde, who also has a badass hot rod, managed to make a decent rip and stay out front that round and went on to round 2. He blames his wife for a terrible chip draw and drew Devin Brown. So we knew he had our work cut out. He's given his wife a hard time, but no matter who draws the chips on our team, we always seem to get paired up with the fastest cars in the field. By this time, it was 11:20 p.m. It was cold. Track was cold. We all knew it was going to be a challenge to get to the stripe first. Devin killed it on the tree. We both lost the tire, had to pedal, but we barely made it to the finish line ahead. At that point, the track curfew was midnight, and the last 5 of us remaining had to split the $5,000 pot. So that's how Streetcar Takeover finished last night under the curfew.
Okay.
So, yep. That's a lot of racing going on yesterday.
Yeah. And that ain't even talking about the Buick Ford deal. I mean,
I hadn't really seen much about that.
I'm sure a Ford won.
Yep. Ford.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
I don't know.
Cool recap.
Yeah.
Good racing.
Oh, boom there. And yeah, that pretty much sums up everything we know from the weekend.
Yeah. So good weekend, great weather, a lot of good racing going on.
The weather's amazing this time of year. God.
Yeah. I see Tim Webb on and Larry Hunt. So
I saw Justin Martin. Hey, Justin Martin. I saw Shane Mock was on here earlier too.
You talking about Shane? Happy birthday, Mock?
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy birthday, boy.
Yeah. We'll see Tim Webb this weekend. And looked like Larry Hunt was at Mocan. I think they had a bracket race. So it looked like they had their deal.
Yep.
Tried to see what Al and Larry bring to the table next year for Titans at 10.5. They, the limited was a huge success for them as the most cars, in each class. Staying with that for a second, I'm sure they're still wanting the Outlaws to get in the 399.
Yeah.
That was a big deal this year.
And ran out of time.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah. And they only had 5 shots at it because one of them got rained out. And then, of course, they're talking about bringing this little gangster / little Titans to the series, which should bring a ton of cars. So,
yeah. Tim Webb says, you guys coming to the Flying H this weekend? Yes, we are, Tim.
yes,
I'm going to get with you sometime this week and coordinate when you're going to drive through the gate, and I'll be right behind you.
Yep.
We will be there. We'll be scattered for a day, but it's all right. We got a little different situation going on, but
I seen that he was asking for. They were talking about testing on Friday, but in that little group chat kept popping up on us. But yeah, now let's do it, Tim. And then I'm assuming Tim's going to Texas as well, right? Tim.
Yeah, Tim. You were going to Texas, and is Chopper going to Texas?
We'll just hit the last 2.
I would think he is. He's got a 10-block chunk bought on that parking lot over there.
Oh yeah, golly, they could fit a whole city block there where they got all the parking knocked out.
He's got enough space bought parking there to plant a Waffle House and all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, he says not sure yet. Chopper, I don't believe so. Come on, Tim, you got to go.
Heck yeah.
You guys make it fun.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Great recap.
Well, yep, that was good stuff. Congrats to you on your win and the Rod Trophy, and thank you to the Harpers for a fun race yesterday and Friday night.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
And the Maybriders.
Yeah, good seeing everybody.
Thanks to Harper and the Mad crew for everything they do to give us a fun place to race.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep, it gets better every time. It gets better every race every year.
Yeah, same thing. Because like we were talking about Friday night, we were sitting there in staging lanes and like lights all the way down now in the staging lanes on that backside of the pits. Excuse me, not the staging lanes, the pits.
Yeah.
Like, on that south side, like lights all the way down. It used to be pitch black down there, and even the staging, the burnout, and even in the taking the tree, just all that new lighting, came in. It's just so bright. You could see it in Jason's video and in Tyler Manuel's that did the big power wheelie, just bright as a football field. I mean,
yeah, lit up.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, pretty cool, fun weekend. It was good.
Yeah, appreciate all your help, Gary. Couldn't do it without you and Tanner for sure.
Yep, you're welcome. And the awesome weather, man. I love this weather. Whew. Dang. Let's pop up these partners here. Let's give a shout out to Mid America Dragway, Ultra Color Collision Repair, Sandland Iron and Metal Auto Salvage, and Harry Street Carpet. Thank you for being a super duper awesome partners in 2024. Right on.
Right on. Appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Excited to get an intake back. Excited to roll this line.
Soon. Yep. It'll be soon. Won't be long.
All right.
Yep. Well, you ready to get on out?
9 o'clock. Let's call it. Ready?
All right. Let me Let me find it here. All right. You ready?
Yep. Oh, I was a little late.
All right.
Cool. All right. Have a good night.
Next week we'll have some race recap.
Yep.
Some Flying H fun stuff.
Sounds good.
Some pictures, videos, some reels, whatever it takes.
All right.
You ready, Rod? Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Thanks, everybody. See you later. Good night, Rod.
Hey.